My earliest memory would be my dad had a Renault 5 that he would just use for driving us to school and whatever. He would give me the car keys, and we lived in the countryside, so the roads were always very empty. I was just driving around. I would pretend to be a taxi. I have 4 siblings, so I used to drive them around. So that was it really. It took me 2 tests to pass. I struggled with the obvious things. Speeding was one of them. Parking, weirdly. Not that I'm bad at parking, but you have to look in all directions to park, and I kind of just didn't bother with it. My excuse is racing cars go forwards, so we don't go backwards, so that's why. So my first car, actually the first car I owned was a classic Mini. So I had that when I was 17. I didn't really fit in it, and so that was it really. It had to go quite soon. I was kind of going through my growth spurt at the same time, so my friend crashed it. He told me he knew how to drive, and for some reason I believed him. He reversed into a wall, so that car had to go, yeah. My favourite car I owned, we're very privileged to be in Formula One, so we rarely own cars. I would say I'm yet to own it. It's actually, as we're speaking, it's just arrived, but it's a GT3 RS. So that would be my car. I haven't driven it yet, so I can't even tell you if I like it, but I think I will. I have very little road rage when I'm driving. I think I get angry when I'm racing, but when I'm driving on the regular road, I rarely use my horn. Motorway driving I find really boring. Like I struggle to stay concentrated when I'm driving. I feel like for me to stay on it, I need to drive on back roads, because I guess what we do is quite adrenaline filling, so motorway driving is very tedious. It's an interesting question, because most of the time when you're driving a Formula One car and a road car, there's such a huge disconnect between the 2 cars that it's very easy to understand what's the difference between them. But my girlfriend has a Tesla, and that has kind of auto braking, so you'd never really need to brake. You just lift off the throttle and it kind of decelerates for you. And so as I got used to that, not using my brake pedal for 3 months during winter training, it felt weird to start braking again. But other than that, no, it's quite different.